Potential major changes coming to WWE NXT. New Women's World Championships going to be unveiled apparently on SmackDown tonight. And the potential for title unification. All that and more in this Real Take News update. I'm Omer Q. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos released. All right, so let's start off by talking about NXT. Of course, NXT has not been the same since fall of 2021 when they went to being NXT 2.0, and now they're back to being known as NXT, but they're definitely missing that NXT black and gold flavor that actually made them a viable third brand and a viable alternative, there we go, that's a word, to SmackDown and Raw on the main roster. Now, a lot of fans have been wanting a return maybe to something like the black and gold, and those fans might get not exactly what they want, but something better than they're getting now. This according to Nick Khan himself, who had an interview with Hollywood Reporter in which he said, and I quote, "Initially, NXT was on WWE Network, and then when the pandemic hit, USA and BCU needed content. We did not miss a week of production, so we went on with Tuesday nights on NXT on USA from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. NXT's ratings are also trending up, so that is going in the right direction. We think NXT has the viability to be its own standalone brand instead of just being a developmental system. A third brand, if you will, according to Nick Khan." He also went on to say, "Where you can see crossover from our superstars on Raw and SmackDown to NXT while our young talent develops there. Once we get all of that situated, then we will look at other nights of the week to develop new content as well." So, oh my, Nick Khan revealed a lot there, even though he didn't break any news. So, number one, he's putting out there that they do have plans, and they do right now view NXT going in a direction of being a standalone third brand, which, if you ask me, that's good news for the people who like black and gold. It's not completely good news. You're not going to have, you're not going to have kicks and flips and all that stuff happening like crazy like it used to be in the old days of NXT. However, I think viewing NXT as strictly developmental and viewing it as a third brand are two different things. And I think Khan made a distinction there, right? Because you can have a viable third brand where you are getting the young people ready to go and acclimated to the WWE and the way they do things, but also have it be must-watch TV. And I really think that he's leaving that door open, and it's a good business move for them to do because, look, you have that time slot. You have prime time on Tuesday nights. Like, that's prime real estate when it comes to sports because you never have to compete with Monday Night Football. You never have to compete with Saturday or Friday night death slots. You never have to compete with anything really outside of, NBA playoffs here and there for like a month. Outside of that, you're golden for the rest of the year. So to me, I think WWE, if they want to take advantage of this and if they really do want to view this as an alternative brand, you don't have to go back to being black and gold, but what you do have to do is integrate some of your talent that isn't used as much on Raw and SmackDown like they've been doing. Like Dolph Ziggler came down. We saw Mustafa Ali come down. We've seen Apollo Crews come down for a refresh. Many people have come back down, and it shouldn't be viewed as a demotion, I think. And I think, like, to many fans, it's easier said than done, but I think there's a lot that they can do, and I think they have been doing recently to make the show better. I just think you need to get away from calling it just developmental because, look, no one's going to want to watch something if they think it's training. If you want to make it must-see TV, you got to make it must-see TV. The other note that Nick Khan said here is, once we get all of that situated, then we will look at other nights of the week to develop new content, which means WWE is thinking about doing more wrestling content. That's really the big news of all of this. I can't believe it was just said as plainly as it was, but the fact that WWE is looking to do more wrestling content, whether it's Saturday Morning Slam or whatever, that's big news because they're already doing three wrestling shows per week, not counting PLEs. Like, if they're gonna end up doing like another, like a fourth brand, could you imagine that? Or maybe like have like NXT be a third brand and then have it another standalone like developmental show. That would be nuts, in my opinion. But I want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section. Moving on to our next story here, we have potential title unification here. I'm talking, of course, about the the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships and the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Apparently, it's been floated around over the past number of weeks that WWE has been considering doing this, having a tag team match, which would act as a title unification match between Rousey, Baszler, and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. But for me, I think this is a move they should have done a long time ago, because let's be honest with ourselves. As much as I think WWE 100% has the star power and the talent to have a women's tag team division, the truth is, I don't think it was ever in the cards to have both a NXT women's tag team division and a full-on WWE main roster tag team division. It just was never in the cards. You had some great runs with both titles. I thought that the stuff that Sasha Banks and Bayley were doing with the belt were so great, and those belts got off to such a great start because of them. However, you could tell after a while they were just trinkets, right? It's that old quote from Hulk Hogan. It's a trinket it's an ornament on a Christmas tree, a trinket. And that's what they were treated as, because you never saw the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships treated as, I think, something that people want to compete for. You had the offhand tournaments, right? And then they've been vacated so many times at this point. It's just got a weird vibe to it that I don't think resonates that well with fans. So it might be time for that refresh. It might be time. This might be a good opportunity for you to be like, all right, cool. It didn't work. We tried it for a few years. It didn't work. Let's try something new. And you could have Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey be the undisputed WWE Women's Tag Team champions, and you could have them go on a crazy tear across every single brand, destroying all the other tag teams until one team is ready to finally step up and beat them. Like, there's a story you could tell there. I just think they just have never gotten it right with these two sets of belts. Hopefully, they can get it right with just this one set. Again, there's a lot of other problems. I think the way they booked the women's tag team divisions in general has not been great. Like, it's an open secret that the booking has been absolute crap. But there's room for improvement. They got to get better. I think they will get better. Step number one is unifying these belts, though. And our final story of the day: WWE is unveiling brand new championships, apparently, for both the WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown Women's Champions. Asuka tonight will be awarded with a brand new title. This is according to WWE themselves. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to call it. There's been a lot of speculation about what it's going to look like. Many people think it's going to be basically the new world title with the white strap. Many people think, it's going to be similar to what Roman Reigns is carrying around with the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, and it's just going to be gold, maybe with a white strap. Regardless, I hope whatever they do isn't just that. I hope it feels different. I hope it looks like a championship belt and not a toy, to be honest, because all the world championships before, like, even right now still, like, all the world championships really look like toys outside of the world title. And I just think that you only get one chance to really do this, for another few years. I hope they went out. I hope they went all out and got, like, really good belts. I doubt they did, because it's just much easier for them to sell something with the big WWE logo slapped on there, and it's great for brand awareness, and I get all of that, but you want to make these things prestigious. You want to make these things that people want to believe that people would fight over. You got to make them look great. You got to make them look prestigious. And right now, that's one thing the world titles in WWE, and honestly, most titles in WWE are lacking. Like, they don't look like championship belts. They just look like branding opportunities, and they look like toys. So we'll see what happens. I mean, regardless, they have to find a way to fix this. They have to find a way to fix this regardless. Like, because the Raw Women's Championship is on SmackDown, the SmackDown Women's Championship is on Raw. It had to come to a head at some point. I think they're gonna fix it here. Let's hope they do. What do you guys think? What story do you guys want to hear me talk about? Let me know in the comments section below. Be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.